had gone into the room, and I watched Victor walk across the stage, and I watched the Russian team walk across the stage, and Heather and I sat in a small place in the middle of the room. You guys, so imagine if there's any big leaders in this room and you're starting over, I want to give you hope. If there's somebody in here and you're starting again because there's a still small voice that someone said, you can start again. I know you're scared. I know that you don't want to start again. I know that something inside of you, that God has given you something more that says, one more time. And I remember thinking to myself, am I really going to go back home and tell my boys who've watched me in this space for 14 years, am I really going to go back and say, we're going to do this one more time? Because I liked my life. Anybody like your life currently, and you know that what we're asking you to do in the next little bit to build North America? Like, it sounds really big, but what I want you to understand something is, we're all doing it together. Have you made some friends this weekend? Yeah. Okay. And before, when I went to Spain, I put in my application, meaning I actually just wanted to feel better about taking a trip to Spain, and so I said, Heather, I'll sign up first. But I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure if I was going to give up my time, because I had a cushy life. I was working out a couple times, I enjoyed my life, and I knew launching North America would not just be a small thing, right? Because when you start with 2 people and you all of a sudden think, we want to fill a stadium with 20,000 families, it had to start with a vision of doing that, but I had to ask myself, would I ask this group of people, my husband that I've been married to for 23 years, my oldest, when I started in this profession, was only 5.5, and my littlest one was 2. And I've asked them many times to sacrifice because I wanted to build a business. But then I started to realize, like Christy Garrity shared with you, she said that her kids called and said, I'm proud of you. They are my reason. When I went to Spain, they were questioning, Mom, are you really going to do this again? And I thought the same thing, to be honest with you. But the truth of the matter is, there are people in these seats because we said yes. And I need you to understand the power of your yes and why that is really important. Because when you're building, you have to really have the buy-in of the people you love. And ask the question, is 9 months that long? No. Is 9 months going to pass anyway? Yes. Is 9 months enough that because you all feel each other, right? Like, you put in the application, and then you actually have to get MWR Life in you, right? Because it's one thing to say, like, I'm in MWR Life. It's another thing to say, I have the community within me, right? So do you feel like you've gotten more of the community in you? Like, you really are, like, you're walking home tonight, you in the back, can you hear me okay? Okay, and so I sat in that seat in Spain, and not only that, in my first network marketing company, I sat in the very back. I lived on protein bars, I couldn't afford to go out to the fancy restaurants. When they'd say, like, we're gonna go to the restaurant, I'm like, I should probably just eat in my room because I can't afford this. And it all starts somewhere. And so then we have to make that decision if we're going to go back and go all in again. So I had to ask my family, would they be okay if I went and built North America? Because to be honest with you, I knew, I don't know if they knew, I was like, this is gonna be a lot of Zoom calls, it's gonna be a lot of meetings, it's gonna be a lot of things, but I'm telling you why events matter. So the first picture here you're gonna see is Heather and Nikki, who is the person she said yes to. This is an organic network marketing story. Have you ever thought to yourself, like, I'm trying to get a big leader? Has anyone ever said, like, oh, when I find a Jen Purga, or when I find a Heather, when I find a Kim Tom Challenge, when I find Tracy O'Malley, when I find you, like, when I find somebody, like, I'm gonna be, and then I get to relax. But that's the thing, you become that person, right? Yeah. You become that person. So Nikki Nash, who's in the UK, I partnered with Laura. What we found in that story with Nikki and Laura and the UK team, they're women that have a dream. And I can wrap my mind around partnering with women that have a dream. I can wrap my mind around saying, yes, I want to partner with you. because I don't want to just partner with the company or partner with a big leader. I actually wanted the organic network marketing story of that it's possible for everyone. It's possible if someone joins your team, like Mehdi was talking about with, where is Louis? Hi. All the way from Romania. Like, to know that you came all the way from Romania to be in this room and you inspire us, Lumi. The fact that you and your team and you sacrificed, you started over, and you gave the story for the company, that inspires me, and for your daughter who's sitting next to you. And I know that you sacrificed many years building your career, and now she's here with you in the room, and that's a big deal. You guys, globally, you guys, not just here, but in 150 countries, we are open for business. And so the next one, I was able to meet with the top leaders. I didn't just want to say yes if I was going to start all over again. I actually flew all the way to Spain to be like, I got to look these people in the eyes. Anyone ever been lied to in a company or been told the stories or, and it doesn't turn out? And for those of us that have integrity and it matters to us, who hitches their wagon to us? Because actually when we look you in the eyeballs, we want to matter, right, Sharon? We're like, okay, I want this to make sense. We want to make sure that you trust us. And so for me, that had to matter. I flew all the way there to make sure that was true. And you know what I saw, because I'd been in another travel company, and I don't know if anyone in here has been in another travel company, but I'd been in one where the loyalty points didn't actually get to stay. And so I saw this sign flash on the screen, and I was sitting in the stage, and I looked at Heather, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the loyalty points do not expire? And to some of you guys who are here, 9 months ago, that just started. So the people that have built before us, they had to lay the foundation even harder than we have it now. Because we get to now say, there's zero risk if you join this business opportunity. Because when you put your money in every single month, it literally bakes. Yoni is so generous, he says, let's double it with Turbo. He's like, is that too generous? I'm like, no, it's actually, because we don't want to discourage him from keeping it there. But that's the truth, you guys. There's zero risk when someone joins this business because they're getting their money back into their travel bank account. And then I sat on the sidewalk. You've seen this little dress with the T. I sat with Heather, and we sat on the sidewalk. And I remember seeing Alex from Russia, the Russia team, and they kind of looked at us like, oh, you two? You're going to launch North America? And we were like, oh. But have you ever had that moment when someone doubts you? Anyone else have a moment when someone's doubted you? And they think like, oh, that cute one, oh, you think you can go do something big? And I thought to myself, I love a good competition. Anybody else loves to be the underdog? The best part about being an underdog is that nobody has a lot of expectations, right? So it's like they don't know for sure if you're gonna go do something or not, but you're the person that knows inside. When I say yes to launching North America, I knew that I would not call in sick. I knew that I would hold the vision. I knew that I would not stop until we were able to get to this moment right here today. So I need you to understand something, because I know that it sounds really cute, like there's a vision, and oh my gosh, and I'm going to teach you a couple of things as we go here in a minute, but I have seen the American Airlines arena, it's now not called that, but I have seen this arena every Zoom call for the last 9 months. I look at it on my office wall, and I ask myself the question, will I be the person that can fill the stadium? Because when I look at that wall, I say to myself, like, am I her? Probably not. Do I have the capacity as a leader yet to lead thousands and thousands and thousands? Probably not. But will I be equipped along the way? Will you be equipped along the way? Some of you guys are like, I don't want to, if I have responsibility, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, I have to call somebody. You guys, it's step by step. Anyone have kids that you're like, oh gosh, the first stage, you're like, okay, how do I do this? And then the next stage, and then that's how this is too. You're going to be equipped every single day, how that you can do that. And so I just see out there for North America that I could not stop for 9 months without holding this vision of this room right here. We are getting to launch. We are getting to launch. We are getting to launch. I got on Monday night Zoom, Monday night Zoom, Wednesday night Zoom, 3 Zooms a day. I mean, because that's all I could see was the importance of holding the vision in what we do. So I'm going to sound a little bit like I'm hyping myself up here for a second, and I know that it's very uncomfortable for those of you guys who don't like to be like, I'm so cool, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. Your story, I don't have a handheld mic, but I'm using one. I'm like, I need to be louder, can you hear me? Here's why your story matters. Team, anyone in this room that's connected to my organization at all, did it matter? Purga story. How many people are like over that girl's story? Like, who's that girl? Oh my gosh, if I hear her name one more time. But here's the thing. It's really important for you to have the standard of certainty about what we're doing here. And I want you to understand something. There is a scale of like, here's the thing. You're going to have to decide. Now, some of you guys are part-timers and you actually have full-time jobs, so I'm not asking you to give up your whole life. But I'm telling you, if you don't leave this room and have a standard of where you're going from 1 to 10, like where you're actually headed with your belief system and where you're headed, your next rank, like, okay, everyone on the count, tell me what rank you want to be at in 90 days from now. Anyone have a rank, you know?
Jade,
Pearl, okay. Because here's the thing. In order to do it, we both said diamond. We walked out and we're like, all we have to do is have 1,250 people on our left team and 1,250 people on our right team, and we would hit diamond. We're like, we can make $22,500 guaranteed if we go do that. And we both said, okay, let's go. We're not stopping until we hit diamond. That's right, girl. I mean, and so we had the certainty because we got MWR Life in us. So I want you to know, when you get MWR Life in you, it gives you certainty. Yeah. And I need you to hold that standard when your neighbor says to you, what is that thing? The girl online says, really, you're posting about it again? Like, what? No, you are certain. You hold the belief. Because I'm telling you that I believe in the profession of network marketing. I believe in what we're doing here, and I know in 14 years I've never seen a compensation plan give us 85% commission on the front end and 55% guaranteed on the back end as a residual. Like, where have you seen that ever? Like, so if you don't leave and have that posture, yes, there have been things that have occurred. Yes, the credit card processor didn't work for a hot minute. It was like a thing. Because we're launching a brand new market, you guys. Is it okay to understand that, like, has our CEO fixed things as fast as possible for any of us during launch? We've been in pre-launch. Pre-launch means it's not perfect. Pre-launch means we had to figure things out. Pre-launch means when Heather and I said yes, there was not one trip to North America on the platform. Like, not one. And we didn't have cruises. You guys, cruises are now like normal to y'all. You're like, oh, another cruise. And we're like, where are those cruises, everybody? Because there weren't any for our Canadians. Where's the Canadians? You guys love a cruise. And I mean, and so the cool, so I'm like, we must be missing something. I'm kidding, I love it. And so the thing is I want you to understand, you need to ask yourself, when I look at the American Airlines arena in the back, and I know it's called something else, but I look at it in my office, and I think, who's the girl that's going to feel that? Who's the people that are going to feel that? They have to have belief and certainty that no matter what comes your way, you have your tires break on your car. You know, my tire went out the other day, whatever. Like, life happens to anyone. Doesn't matter how much you make, how little you make, whatever. It happens. Will I still have certainty to get up the next day and do the Zoom call until I get here? I did not call out sick on a Zoom call until a week before we got here because I had such a bad fever. So I tell you that because I understand if you want big things, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, I just don't want you to mesmerize it and think like it's just all rainbows and sunshine. You have to sacrifice. But here's what's great about it. This only took 9 months. 9 months is worth this. Yes or yes? Yes. Yes. Okay, so why your story matters is because your story is the story. Nobody cares about Jen Purga's story. Nobody cares about somebody else's story. I know you think they do, because now you think that we're cool. But the truth of the matter is, your people, well, maybe you don't. That's okay. Just tell me that. I'm going to believe what Christy said, that we're all cheering for me. I'm just kidding. And so I want you guys to understand why your story is more important than my story. Because if you don't go to your first rank, which you're a superstar if you started making phone calls. You're a superstar if you're getting to silver. Are you silver in here? Raise your hand if you're silver. Or above. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, and you guys will compare yourself to other people and you'll think that that's not good enough yet. I want you to be like the opposite, because when I see someone go silver, I think like, they are the next diamond. They're the next whatever. So you guys need to understand that to us, that's the biggest deal ever, that you bring in a new person. We are just as excited about that as we are about the person that's going Jane or whatever. It's really important that you understand that and why your story matters, so that you can do the one that I said. Because when I saw the Russian team and I was like, okay, they hit diamond in 6 months, let's go do it in 4 months, 3 months. Would that be okay? Then I was like, let's go to this. Why? Because you can now use us as the beginning. We've already set a tone for where we are, and I bet you a lot of you guys in this room are going to do it faster. You guys want to do it faster?
Yeah.
I know, right? So the thing is take every story you've heard from all the testimonies that we've heard today and go, I can do it even faster than they have. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. There's 2 things that can knock you out. And that is your calendar, and I'll tell you the next thing in a second. So if you showed me your calendar, it's kind of like your bank account. I can show you your future. And I tell you this because I have to know where your calendar is at to know, like, are you going to have success? Do you actually have events on your calendar? Do you have the next event coming on your calendar? Do you have the next Zoom in your calendar? Do you have the next team call in your calendar? Do you have the next... Because when you have a business and you say yes to MWR Life, is it okay if I tell you that one of my secrets is my mentor taught me? He said, treat it like you have a company within the company. So I have thought that since day one. I have a company within the company. The reason why you saw me finally get an assistant was because I don't know how to download Zoom. I don't know how to send it out. So when y'all are like, where's the replay? Where's the replay? I'm like, I don't actually know how to do that. So I'm gonna have somebody else help me do that. Because I need you to understand there's some things you don't know how to do, you're gonna solve for that. But you also actually have to have a calendar that has calls on it. When some people come, like, the first thing I ask on the coaching call is, do you have, does that mean I'm over, or it's okay. Sorry, dude. All of a sudden, I'm like, I have 8 minutes, and I was like, is it over or no? No, okay. Thank you, Heather.
Do you want me to look?
I think we're good. Okay. So what I left. Okay, fine. I'm sorry, you guys. ADHD. If anyone has ADHD in this room, you are my people. And so, but the truth of the matter is, for the first 2 weeks when I got back from Spain, can I tell you the truth of how hard I worked? And I say this because some of you guys want to go diamond. Is there anyone in here that wants to go diamond? Is there anyone here that wants to go to double diamond? So I ask you that because I don't want you to do the wrong things. Because sometimes people are too busy being busy. And you're too busy taking the phone call from somebody who's like, this doesn't work and that doesn't work. And do you guys, we have customers, we have things that work. So I need you to focus on the things that are working and the things that are doing that, and not spend your time on things that are not building a business, right? Spend 80% of your time in activities that you actually feel like this is moving things forward, okay? So you're in conversations. I did not get a branding photo shoot, or I didn't know how to make TikToks or Instagram Reels or any of that until I hit Diamond. Because I knew that I don't have a clue how to do with that, and I didn't want it to take me out. I kept a very strict calendar where I was literally, we had a team call on Monday nights, we had a live opportunity on Wednesday, and in between that, I literally did a 10 a.m., a 12 o'clock, and a 6 o'clock. For the first month of our run, we were like flying people in and on calls and not eating, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, but it was so fun. It was so fun. We had so much fun. Yes, we had so much fun. Because when you're in momentum, guess what? Do you guys, people tell you momentum's this idea, but actually you can create it. Like, if I tell you that when you hold the vision and then you create it, you can create momentum by doing and doing and doing, and you can speed it up by just doing more actions. So if you know that you have your calendar and you're like, I promise myself, say that you only have Mondays, you're like, on Mondays, those are the days that I'm actually going to build a business. And if you only have 15 minutes, make sure that you do at least one thing a day for your business. Like, if you're not open 7 days a week, it's like Starbucks. If they closed, would you be mad? Like, it's like they're not open, well, where'd they go? So you can't have a grand opening and then be like, all right, the store's closed. Some of you guys have launched your business and then you're like, nobody said anything, so I quit, or stopped, or they don't. One of the things I learned doing 75 Hard right before Heather called me is that I was looking for external validation on the internet. And I was looking for people to say, I like that, she's good enough, she's gonna be okay, oh, she's cool, oh, that's cool. When you can understand that none of that matters. What matters is the relationships, and you don't need validation from the people on the internet. If your reels suck at first, keep posting them. Who cares? Nobody's watching yet anyway, so keep going. Right? Nobody's watching yet anyway. And it's like, I love what Christy said when she said she went live and then she hit delete. Who's done that? True confessions. You've ever gone live and you're like, why is that person on there? And then all of a sudden you're like, and then you hit delete. You're like, signal down.
Just kidding.
You know, so it's like, that's the thing that I need you to understand. But start getting in the practice of not needing the validation. Start getting in the practice of being like, because it doesn't matter what they think. You know what matters is my children's faces. My husband's face that says, I want this to work. I bet on you. I bet on you one more time. If somebody in your life, I want you to think of them right now, who has bet on you one more time? I I want you to ask yourself, who sacrificed this weekend so you could be here? And if it was just you that sacrificed for you to be here this weekend, then you owe it to you to show up and do the things and get the calls for yourself and to create your first big story. Because I only went diamond so I could show you what's possible. I only make a fool of myself on the internet now to show you that it's possible. Because I want you to understand why I'll make a reel with a suitcase in a gym. Because I'm like, why would I do that? I don't know, it's trending on the internet. So it's like, okay, if that means I can be trending so that we can get more views to MWR Life, I'll do it. Because I've decided that the mission is bigger than me. There are families praying. There are families praying for opportunities. You heard these testimonies. People that were behind on their income. And their accounts were going to get shut off. And some of you guys might be feeling that pinch right now. Like maybe you spent your last $500 to get here. Make it count. Make it count, you guys, when we leave here. It's super important that we do that. This is the other killer. Not just your calendar, but your self-esteem. You will only rank up as high as you believe you are worthy of it. You will only rank up as high as you believe it's important. And that is why this room, can we agree that being in this room today, that when we did this Cancun trip, when we first got launched, we had a group of leaders, 90. Heather, we thought there was going to be 30 of them that qualified. There was 90 that qualified to go to Cancun. But here's what happened, is that all of a sudden, we got around each other, and anyone that thought like, I'm scared to do it again, or I don't want to do it again, they got on this boat. They got in the room. They got at the event, and they realized, she can do it. I'm going to do it. If they can do it, I'm going to do it. Isn't that not powerful being in this room? That you guys have to know you guys can do it. So if your self-esteem sometimes says to yourself, I'm afraid, that's totally normal, y'all. It's totally normal. I don't think I can fill a stadium, but I know I'm gonna. So it's like I want you to understand the fastest way to change where you're going is to be in the room. You guys have made that decision, proximity, to be with each other, people that raise each other. Heather and I are different. But you know what's amazing about us is we make each other better. The things when she makes me mad or I make her mad, all of a sudden we're like, hey girl, okay, let's work this out. We won't decide and we're always gonna tell each other. We're always going to come to each other and say, because is it okay? Women, we got to be each other's champion. Yeah. We got to be each other's champion. We got to champion the people that are different than us. And when we have differences, don't go talk about it. You'll waste your money. You'll drain your bank account. Go and talk to the person and make it better. And then keep going. I promise you, it's always better. The fastest way to change your surroundings is to be in the room. And there is a cost to not being in the room. And there is a cost, people who are not here right now, they're texting you I wish I were there. I wish I was with you. I wish I was. Instead, I want you to say, I'm just gonna keep putting myself in places that I know that I'm meant to go. Because here's what I'm gonna tell you. Where we're going next. And this is, you guys understand that getting this room right here, this was the first step. So when I told Yoni and them, we did it. I wasn't trying to say stop, you guys. We just had to have a first goal. And so from there, we got here. This is the first event ever of North America, and you guys are the founding members of doing that. You guys are the founders. So you guys want to see where we're going to head for our next? location. This is the venue that it's going to be at. But here's what you have to understand. North America is launching. This is not just the, hey, it looks cool. This means we are about to put in your organization thousands and thousands of people, and you make the decision to make that happen. Because the truth of the matter is, that is for you. This is the line in the sand moment that you say, I will keep going. I will rank up. I will be in the room, and I make a decision to either show up and be in Phoenix, Arizona at this next event, or just listen to the stories of the people that went. Right? We don't want that, so we want you there. So the first boot camp speakers are already right here on the stage. Oops, sorry. Let me go back. I saw people taking screenshots. Okay, and then what you have to understand is the company's invested to have us have a structure here in North America so you guys can build event to event to event to event so that you can dominate. That's exactly how you build the company within the company. So for tonight, until midnight, you guys, until midnight, this link is now live. That before you go to lunch, before any of that, I want you to make sure that you lock in your VIP ticket, because they don't joke about this. They all of a sudden raise it $50 immediately. So I want you to understand that right now is a chance for you to say, I'm committing to going. I know I want my life to continue to be different. I know that I want to keep hanging out with these people. I know that I want to continue to build a business. And I want you to call the people back at home and let them know where we are headed here in North America again. And make sure that today you go right now and grab your tickets, because you have until midnight to get the savings on the VIP at $199 and general admissions for $149. All right, you guys, it has been my honor and privilege